false sense of prosperity. The false sense of prosperity. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. You know, I got to thinking about the false sense of prosperity, and I love the idea of prosperity. I think we all want to be prosperous and everything. But when I really got to thinking about it, prosperity in the way that we know it today hasn't really been around all that long. Yes, there's been times of prosperity along the way in different societies and things like that. But at the magnitude that we all know prosperity, and for the length of time that most of us have known it, and I'm not talking about personal prosperity, I'm talking about society in a growth mode as a whole. I believe that it has been just a really short span of time, maybe 30, 40, 50, 60 years, somewhere in that, where it is accelerated at the point of such an abundant growth in society as a whole. Now, of course, there's isolated circumstances where people are in poverty or they're having challenges trying to make ends meet. I got that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about society as a whole, where prosperity is out there if one is willing to work and try their very, very best at making it happen. But in most circumstances, it's out there. And yet, I believe that it's only been a blip on the screen. My grandma she lived through the Great Depression. So her whole life thereafter was built around more scarcity, more of what would happen if the bottom fell out. So she was always prepared in a sense. She had a food cellar. She had, she saved her money up. She was very careful about banks. She didn't really trust banks, and I'm not saying that we need to be like that at all. I'm just saying that was her way of thinking, having lived through such a very challenging and difficult era of the Great Depression. And so for many of us in our generation, we've only seen the prosperity in society. Even if we are personally haven't seen it, we've viewed it in society. But I believe that that's only been a blip on the screen. And I think a lot of times in our generation, people think that that could never disappear, that will always be there, that it's just up, 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 up all the way. And for me personally, of course, this is only my opinion. It's not fact. It's not anything. It's just my opinion. I don't know if that's going to be that way. I don't know if things are always going to go up, 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 or maybe they'll go up and then sideways and down a little bit and then back up, 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 up. I don't have a clue how everything is going to go. I don't live in a scarcity mentality, and yet I live in what I call a more realistic mode, which I think that sometimes things don't always go up. Sometimes they go down. They can go down just as easily as they go up, and sometimes it's harder to go up than it is to go down. And so I always keep that in mind, that this prosperity period of time has only been a short blip on the screen, and it could disappear. It could disappear in the way that we know it, or it can continue to grow and grow and grow and accelerate abundantly. I do think one of the problems with continual prosperity is people take it for granted. And I think all good things should never be taken for granted. But yet, when people have known nothing but the good, sometimes they begin to take things for granted. And so if there's lapses in that prosperity period of time, I think the good that does come out of it is that people tend to become more grateful. But prosperity's only been around in the way that we've known it, in my opinion, for just a very short time in history. And so I believe in not taking it for granted. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.